You're welcome. A high court in Rivers State has issued a restraining order against 25 members of the State House of Assembly, preventing them from carrying out legislative duties or holding sittings anywhere, including at the legislative chambers. Now, the order delivered by Justice Charles Wali on Wednesday also prohibits Governor Siminalayi Fubara from receiving or acting on any resolutions or bills from the affected lawmakers. The legal action was initiated by Victor Oko Jumbo, a factional speaker of the River State House of Assembly, and two other lawmakers, Sokari Goodboy and Orubia Nimia Adolphus Timothy, who all aligned with Governor Sim Fubara. The court's decision effectively now bars these 25 lawmakers who defected from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress from performing their duties as legislators pending further legal developments. Well, it's the latest twist in the River State political saga. Where do we go from here? We would like to introduce our guest tonight. Joining us virtually is a former Commissioner for Housing in River State, Gift Worlu. He joins us virtually from Port Harcourt. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, Kofi. Good evening, Nigerians.
Thank you very much. Also joining us virtually is Precious Elekima. He's a former governorship candidate and chairman of the Concerned River State Elders Forum. Precious Elekima, thank you for your time. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
All right. Let's start with Gift Worlu. Sir, what's your reaction to the latest development? You were in government and you recently tendered your resignation from the governor's cabinet. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, what was it like working in the midst of the political instability, in River State?
Okay, thank you. First, I would like to say that as a Rivers man, I feel unhappy that we wake up every morning to get updates about the crisis in River State. I have thought that by now this problem would have been over, but it will appear that we are just beginning. And it's very sad because the reality in River State is sobering, it's sad. It shows that perhaps other states have moved on since after the elections in 2023, and people are beginning to show scorecard of their achievements. River State is still embroiled in crisis. And this crisis is as a result of lack of leadership. Because as we speak today, we have a governor in River State who is supposed to wield the responsibility of that office to bring some kind of direction to governance and every other thing that affects the people of River State. But unfortunately, it will appear that nobody is in charge. So people are doing whatever they like. Every morning you have one court order or the other. And sometimes you begin to question whether people are actually, including the judges and the lawyers, whether they are actually doing these things in the interest of the people of River State, or they're just doing things that appeal to their own sense of or their interests, as it were. Because if you ask me, a lot of people up till now don't know what the issues are. What is the quarrel between the assembly and the governor? But my understanding, working with the governor as a commissioner, is that just like I stated in my resignation letter, at some point I saw very high levels of arbitrariness in the conduct of government business. For example, you will expect that certain decisions will be made with the governor in council, but the governor goes out of his way to say or do things that pleases him, guided by people who believe that there is one course to pursue, and that is the course of maybe pulling somebody down. All of us worked as members of the PDP to ensure that the governor won. We also worked for other candidates of the party. And as God will have it, the PDP had what you call a convincing victory in Rivers State. We won the governorship, we won all the senatorial seats, we won all the House of Reps seats, won all the assembly seats, and of course, before now, we controlled the local governments. So you will have thought that members of the party who don't have any opposition will be able to work together to bring about the much needed development for the people of Rivers State. But that did not happen because, like I said, nobody is in charge. So what we have is what can be described as a cacophony of voices everywhere, either in the courts or in the assembly or in the government house or even on television and radio stations, people saying and doing whatever they like because nobody is calling them to order. Don't forget that before now, there was a peace pact when this problem started. There was an attempt, even by the president of the country, to try to make people to understand that this peace will not do anybody any good. But nobody listened. Some people listened, if you ask me. Some people listened, but the governor and his people did not listen. And again, if you have followed the developments in the state up to now, you will agree with me that the governor at some point visited the governor of Bayelsa State. During that meeting, the governor clearly told him, the governor of Bayelsa told the governor of Rivers State, go and make peace with your people. He wouldn't listen. He invited the governor, the former governor of Bayelsa State to Rivers State to commission one of the projects. Seriake Dixon came and advised him, please, whatever you're doing, try and make peace with your people. He wouldn't listen. He invited former President Jonathan. President Jonathan came, advised him along the same line, make peace with your people, because without peace, there can't be development. But he wouldn't listen. Several other people have intervened, including my humble self. I once went to the governor and talked with him about the need for him to allow peace to reign, but it wouldn't happen. So we have a situation where people are now saying, oh, I've governed for only 4 months,
all right,
and achieved more than the former government, which for me doesn't sound very intelligent.
Okay.
The truth of the matter is that you have governed for 4 months because you brought whatever crisis you have on yourself. You wouldn't allow the people who worked with you and for you to become governor to be part of what you're doing. Now what we see in Rivers State is a situation where everybody, both those in PDP, those who actually took the governor to court, are the ones who are dancing that they're doing Thanksgiving. And then those who went to court to defend him, those who provided witnesses, those who provided logistics that enabled him to win in court are his enemies.
Dr. Wali, you've said a lot. You've said a lot. I want to bring in Precious Elekima here. Precious Elekima, you've listened to Gift Worlu, speaking, give some of his experiences and his feeling, being a member of the cabinet of Governor Siminalayi Fubara twice. He resigned the first time. There was a peace pact, and he came back to the cabinet, but later resigned. And what are your thoughts on that? Because he said that Goodluck Jonathan, Henry Seriake Dixon, Duye Diri, they've all tried to wade into the matter to encourage Sim Fubara, governor of Rivers State, to make peace with his political family, all to no avail. What are your thoughts on that, Precious Elekima?
I think the former commissioner should go and advise Wike to rest. Wike cannot insult us. We formed this government. That government Wike said he ran was formed by us. We did everything we could to put him into government. The next thing he did was to insult everybody. He thought he was clever. Okay, the people around him, how many senators that are in that Senate, how many worked with him? How many in the House of Reps that worked with us? We formed that government. I have tried to be very, very careful, because if somebody has virus of ingratitude, there is nothing you can do about it. So when we can talk about that he has done something for Fubara, he has done this for Fubara. Yeah, it just pains me a lot. It pains me a lot. There is nobody that has the level of ingratitude that Wike has. Nobody in River State. Nobody. This is a man, because of him, good luck lost presidency. This man came, he has to impoverish everybody. He has to create new people. Create new, very, very, very insulting. What he did to us, what this man did to some of us, if Fubara did 10% to him, he will run mad. Let Wike go and rest. He has been lucky. He has been governor. We didn't say anything. If you go and take the videos, all the time we are fighting those wars, 60% of the videos were done in my house. Let Wike not allow us to be angry with him. Let him go. He thought he has deceived everybody. But he didn't know that what goes around comes around. This man we saw. Look, I want you to find a way, let me and Wike be together. Let him look at me. Let him look at me. You know, let me tell you, Fubara is not destroying communities. So Wike, those of us that made him, he will go to your village, destroy the place. Let Wike allow us to rest. We don't have time for him. He has brought Fubara the way we brought him, and he thought that he wants to impoverish us, he wants to destroy us. He did it to Mrs. Jonathan. Hey, go and cook for your husband. Go and cook him. Don't leave politics. This man said to her, for his sake, they lost presidency. And the man was so ungrateful. He thinks that we didn't hear what he did to Jonathan. Jonathan phoned him. And then they went to give him the phone. He didn't know that the phone has gotten to Jonathan's hand. Let the former president, he need the rest. He need the rest. Let Wike leave us too. You should leave us. We don't want to make this thing an job fair. We don't want to do anything.
All right. So Steve, are you saying that two wrongs make a right? That if maybe Wike did not
aggravate people. There is nobody who has been ungrateful like him. The commissioner that is talking, did he know me? If he knows me, did he ask me where are these people?
Okay, let me give him a chance to respond.
How can one man,
Dr. Olu, what do you say to what
the virus of ingratitude in him is so much that he's calling a young man. A young man who has been. Let Wike allow us. Let Wike allow us. Let's have a.
Okay, Dr. Elekima, I'll come back to you.
On daily basis,
sorry.
He did Fubara.
Precious Elekima, I'll come back to you. Precious Elekima, I'll come back to you. Thank you. Gift on please. Yeah, over to you.
Well, I'm saying that now the whole world can see how low we have come in River State. Very, very low. That's a former governorship aspirant. If not that he lacks what it takes to be governor, he probably will be our governor today. And this is the level of thinking that Wike tried to impoverish him. It's about him, not about River State. All the things that Wike did in River State are not important because Wike did not empower him. Wike did not make him a billionaire. That's the issue. And that is why they not think that Wike must be brought up. As far as I'm concerned, this matter has nothing to do with Wike. It has absolutely nothing to do with Wike. So asking me to advise Wike is neither here nor there. The truth of the matter is that there are interests within the party. And as I speak, Elekima is not a member of the PDP. Wike is a member of the PDP. Martin Amegule is a member of the PDP. Governor Fubara is a member of the PDP. But Elekima is not. And what has happened is that at some point, the PDP in River State, under the governorship of Fubara, is like that proverbial man that went to the bush and brought home ant-infested faggot. And now lizards have started visiting. Lizards are visiting and saying all kinds of things and whipping up all kinds of sentiment. We're not talking about Wike's governorship. Wike has done his 8 years and it's over. There is a governor in River State today who is, like I said, who is supposed to take charge and take control.
All right.
And show leadership
all right.
and galvanize members of the party. First of all, he's a member of the party. He was brought by the party. He was campaigned for by the party. He won under the platform of the party. And then you now abandon the party and you now have new friends, including the likes of Elekima, who are now talking about how they were not empowered and how Wike is greedy, Wike is this and that. It's not about Wike. It's about Rivers State. It's about our party, the People's Democratic Party.
All right, gentlemen. Gentlemen, let's move on to. Yeah, gentlemen, let's move on to the latest. I want to go back to Precious Elekima. I mean, what's your reaction to this latest development, which is a new court order, an injunction restraining Martins Amehule-led 25-member River State House of Assembly from parading themselves as lawmakers or carrying out any legislative duties or holding sittings anywhere? This is a new one.
That 27 or 25 lawmakers matter is over. Somebody cannot. Now, the young man who is talking as commissioner, I think he's telling me, you're not member of party, you're not member of this, you're not member of this. That's why I said that he did not know me. If he knew me, his lips would have been so heavy to say that. But that's not what we're talking now. But what we're saying is that Wike's matter is over. You should learn to endure. Mrs. Jonathan endured. President Jonathan endured. Instead, we looked at him. He appointed people to cover Shell, Ajib, all these areas. And we thought that we didn't know that the taxes they were paying, less than 25% were coming to the state. He thought that we were fools. He thought we were fools. All the things that he was doing.
Okay, Precious, these are allegations Precious, these are allegations we don't want to get into because we have no way of verifying those allegations.
27 lawmakers.
Hello, Precious Elekima, sir.
Wait, let me tell you.
Sir, no, I'm saying that the allegation you've made right now on News Central Television, Mr. Elekima, if you let me, sir.
I'm not making an allegation. I wrote a petition to EFCC. And I am the only person in the state that did that.
Yeah, but it is still an allegation. So, if you write a petition, Mr. Elekima, sir, Mr. Elekima, if you write a petition to EFCC...
25 lawmakers matter, or 27 lawmakers matter is over. Let Wike go and rest. We all rested. Everybody he dealt with rested. Let him go and rest. Let the man go and rest. Let's have a new state.
Okay, thank you, Precious Elekima. Thank you very much. I also want to say, Mr. Elekima, I also want to say before I go to give all that we just want to be, point out and make it very clear categorically that is an allegation you've made and it's not substantial. If you wrote to the EFCC, of course, you're not a court and you're hoping they will investigate and then prosecute. Until that is done, we can't substantiate the allegations.
I didn't ask you to.
But of course, you're free to allege. You're free to allege.
Let's leave about that.
Yes,
Let
please.
me tell you.
Please, I know you know these things. I was out of the debate at your last governorship run, so I know you know these things. Let's go to this one.
That one is aside.
Yes,
we're not talking about that one.
Yes.
25 or 27 lawmakers matter is over. It is over. Let all Rivers people know that this is where we found ourselves. So today we have set Guinness Book of Record. We have 4 people, which is the legal assembly. And that is it. That's not anybody can do about it. Maybe it's a lesson.
Thank you. Thank you, Precious Elekima. Giptol, what do you say to this new development?
Kofi, I see a man who has one answer to all questions. Wike did this, Wike did. That's his answer. You asked him a simple question about the status of the lawmakers who defected. And he's saying the matter is over. And I'm happy that you have told him that it's not a law court to decide which matter is over and which one is not. The truth of the matter is that I won't be surprised if tomorrow there's another court order. And for crying out loud, we're talking about interlocutory orders, which means that somebody is trying to stop somebody from doing something pending the determination of a substantive issue. Now, that substantive issue, while you're waiting for it, you need to maintain status quo. And what is status quo? Martin Amehule and the 25 persons who defected are the authentic assembly of River State. River State cannot have an assembly of 3 persons. Even the Constitution frowns at that. Now they defected and the matter is in court. Some people took the matter to court. and that matter has not been determined. If you have an interlocutory order, what it means is that maintain status quo while we await determination of the substantive suit. So, but we have people who just stay in the comfort of their homes and say the matter is over. How can a matter that is in court be over based on the thinking and the statement of one Elekima? Things don't work that way. And that's why I'm saying that this is how low we have come in Rivers State. People stand up and say whatever they like. People utter all kinds of gibberish, all in the name of playing.
Please, let's take it easy the language. Please mind your language, sir.
Yes, okay, sorry. But then, because it has to be said that it is wrong for somebody, anybody, including myself, to say that a matter that is in court is over. No normal person says that. Because the proper thing is that you have to allow that matter to be heard by the court, and then whatever the court decides at the end of the day, everybody will abide by it. Maybe they think that by saying this, they are going to influence the decision of the court.
Okay. The status quo is that there is an assembly of 3 or 4 people. They are there. So we will continue until we finish the whole Supreme Court. And then when we finish all, we will know how many months or days remains for the 27 to come back. That is if they will come back. But for now, my brother commissioner, let us just respect ourselves. Let's just wait.
Okay, Precious Elekima, are you concerned? Precious Elekima, are you concerned about, the plethora, of court cases? We have the ones that favor Martins Amehule and his lawmakers. We have the ones that favor Victor Oko Jumbo and his lawmakers. Are you concerned about the plethora of court cases regarding this issue, some of which may be considered conflicting?
We have to flow in those rivers until Fubara government is finished. That is the food that was cooked. So everybody's eating from the raw food that was cooked, half done. So when it turns our tummy, we will manage to stay with it until this 4 years will be over. As far as we know, Fubara will go to nowhere and the state will be cool. I don't see why we are having this problem. The young man is trying his best, and our friends should come. Let's sit together. Our friend should come. He should come. We want to sit with him. When we sit with him, we will tell him that, you see what you have caused, so you endure.
All right. Precious Elekima, thank you very much. We're out of time. We have to leave it at that.
The man is our friend. Wike is our friend.
Thank you very much. Dr. Victor, thank you very much for your time as well. We have to leave it at that. We appreciate both of you for joining us from your best respective bases. Thank you very much.